Hello, I am Popefire, the Starfire Outlaw, and tonight we're just gonna do an open mic stream to let everybody sort of talk about comic books and see their favorite comic books, what they like, and kind of talk about comics in general. How many times can I say comics in a night? Yeah, how many like I swear to God, I'm gonna have to start taking shots every time I say comics.
Shots time.
Comics.
That's gonna be like the new thing. Every time Pope says comic, take a shot, and like the entire chat would be dead before the first minute mark.
Yeah.
Most of us here. Hey, it's Jacob. Hello.
Hello, my name is Popefire, the Starfire Outlaw. Jacob,
Oh, hi, you think you're so funny.
Jacob, show us your tits, mate.
No, please.
Take off your shirt. That's what she wants.
You know what? You guys
Take it off, you whore. Anyway, we're talking about comics, I believe.
Okay.
We're talking about comics.
Okay, I don't anything about volume to talk about.
I hate all of you right now.
No, you don't. Don't make me Thanos your Twitter follow. I've done it before. Well, someone else is.
So, real quick, what are some comic books that you guys are enjoying right now?
I don't really take the Seven to Eternity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only indie one I read now.
Yeah, Seven to Eternity is really good. I've only read the first 5 issues of that so far, but I love it. I'll probably pick up the
Second
rest.
issue picks up.
Looks like we accidentally lost our masculine member.
Come on, man.
What non
Sorry, guys. I've only had an hour's worth of sleep, so if I'm like super mean, I promise
Edgy.
it's not on purpose.
It's edgy Popefire.
Oh,
Edgy
good.
Yes, we love edgy pop fire.
You guys just like to see me yell at things.
Yes, hurts me.
Oh yes,
She got edgy
yes.
last
Watching
night.
you, listening to you yell at things is brilliant. Please do it again.
It makes me mildly horny.
I
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I got my copy of Lone Star, and I'm gonna have so much fun memeing that book because there's just so many memeable panels.
Can I make a suggestion on a meme?
Go for it.
Okay, replace the guy on the right with weaponized node rage. Have the guy on the left say, "You're gonna drop your Chick-fil-A," and the web's like, "No," because Web loves his Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I read Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers was a fun book. It did have its issues, but it was fun. Did you guys like Jawbreakers?
I didn't get to read it yet.
I still need to read it too.
Yeah, mine ain't coming for a few months, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, because you're in a completely different part of the world.
I am.
Actually, if you guys didn't know, Booster actually lives in the pyramids.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's close to the. Hey, I live on the moon. Don't forget
what was
that.
the punchline?
There was no punchline. There's no point to it. That's why I used the fucking pyramid joke. Because
there is a point. It's a pyramid. It's a triangle, idiot.
Well, you just missed the entire joke. No, you missed the entire fucking joke. Don't call other people idiots when you don't get the joke. It went over your head higher. Well, most things go over your head. Let's be honest. And yeah, when you're only 5'4", everything's going over your head.
Oh,
rude. Oof. 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 Cold.
You can suck my tits, bitch.
Hey, Robin.
I wouldn't be able to bend down low enough to.
This is not comics related.
Oh, tit suckling. Why are we laughing?
I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, Booster, I'm sorry. I won't be mean anymore. That's a lie. I'm totally gonna be mean this entire stream, and I'm sorry in
Well,
advance.
I guess
Hurt my
depending on
feelings.
what
Oh,
comics
your feelings are
you're
not
talking about,
hurt.
I guess depending on what comics you're talking about, it can be comic related.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like Like
Yes,
Eric
if we're
Larson.
talking about Michelle Perez,
If we're talking about,
suckling is in every one of her books.
I'm pretty sure Eric Larson might have something like that in his books now too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interject. I would just prefer to see the rest of the stream. I'd like to see Jakob do his work shirtless, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do not know you keep your shirt on.
Oh.
I swear to God,
Oh.
you keep it
Do
on.
it. Oh, tease me, honey. Tease me.
Look at him. He's so buff.
No, he joins this stream in a jacket and a hat, and he mimics me. He's like, "Hello, this is Pope Fire."
It's Jakob Fire we're looking at right now.
Jakob
Fire.
That sounds dirty, actually, like really dirty.
Look at him. I
Cocaine
didn't realize I was gay. I didn't realize I was gay until I first saw Jakob.
Poor man.
You've made Crypto rethink his entire life.
Hey, everyone gets one free pass.
You've made
There's always
Crypto
the exception
rethink
to the rule.
his entire
I just won't say who
existence, man.
mine is.
Well, of course, how's your father would want you to take it off? I swear to God, this stream. No, okay. To get back on topic. I don't. Okay, so the only comics I'm currently picking up are variant covers. I'm not actually buying issues based off of storylines anymore. I'm just buying them because I like the covers. Most of the ones that I was pulling, I could find in dollar bins a month later. So that's pretty freaking bad because I'm not going to spend $4 on a comic and then it be in a dollar bin that like 3 weeks later. Fucking Justice League Odyssey.
Yeah, and right now I've been currently trying to work my way through the Supergirl comic that was started by Logan Michael Turner. I've been mostly liking the story because it's actually a very interesting take with Supergirl where you find out that her purpose was to kill Kal-El, and she was they had her be like brainwashed or something, considering herself a good guy to throw off suspicion, but somewhere in that she ended up losing her memory.
Yeah,
but then throughout the arc, you see her make peace with, the darker side of her personality. And then she even spends some time off of the planet, like, trying to save Kandor from these people pretending to be Superman and creating a dictatorship.
Is this
and,
new?
This is from, like, that...
Who is doing that? Oh my God.
Jakob typing
No
on
idea.
a keyboard from 1983.
Oh,
Okay, Crypto.
You're gonna give our poor Pope PTSD for your typing.
Speedy.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you imagine though being sent to kill Superman and then ending up as dressed as a cheerleader?
At least she's not Power Girl. No one knows what her eye color is. That's awful.
Nobody will ever know Power Girl's eye color except for gay men. And even then. I'm hoping that one.
I
I'm
just
hoping.
googled
I
it and it.
finally got it. It took a long time.
It's one of TC's greatest mysteries. Is what is Power Girl's eye color?
Wait, it's blue. I just
Fuck that,
googled it.
Booster. You ruined the entire.
Okay, that was my guess. I totally called blue.
I
The
googled
entire
it.
joke is that her tits are so, and I hate that I have to fucking explain this because it fucking ruins it. But
No, I get the joke.
you don't need eye contact with Power Girl. It's just not humanly possible.
Oh, why is that? Explain.
Because Power Girl's got those tatas for days. Like,
Oh.
okay, you know the song Akuna Matata? Like that was based off of her, okay?
I see. It sounds to me like you're just objectifying her.
This sounds very objectifying.
Yeah,
She's
this
like,
is
no,
really
I-
offensive.
Okay, if she didn't want people to see, she wouldn't have a one-way window. I mean, let's be honest.
Truth.
Yes,
Oh, I see. Alright, so she can't just dress for herself the way she wants. She's dressing for men, okay. This is disgusting. I'm offended.
Some serious
dressing for
internalized
someone.
misogyny going on here.
Absolutely.
I just hope it's not herself.
No, taking away Power Girl's window of opportunities was
appalled.
one of the worst things that happened to New 52.
Appalled, I
Window
tell
of
you.
opportunity.
Appalled.
Yeah, her quote unquote window of opportunities was the worst mistake DC ever did towards Power Girl.
Boobies.
So this is gonna.
Is Power Girl the badass version of Supergirl?
Technically not. Supergirl's
No.
kind of more badass, to be honest.
Supergirl's the badass version of Supergirl. Thank you.
Power Girl's the big titty version. Okay, Power Girl's like what would happen if
Power
a
Girl's
writer.
thought. She's a thought.
Power Girl is what happens when a DC writer that's never really been around women before goes to a strip bar,
Hot.
and he has a shit ton of ones with him, and he meets a busty blonde, and that's how you get Power Girl.
Girls in strip clubs don't look nearly as good as Power Girl.
No. Yeah,
But they
definitely
do look as plasticky.
Her boobs do not look plastic. Her boobs look very
You
natural.
ruined the
They're kind of
joke.
firm and
No, I don't want people in the stream that ruined the joke. I'm tired. I just want to
I'll
yell
leave.
at things.
And
Stop
she
ruining the
will kick
jokes,
you.
people.
I just want to yell at things.
Isn't Power supposed to be like the future of?
How is it that your keyboard is so audible, but your voice, it sounds like you're talking into a pumpkin shell?
I want to
sounds
follow.
like
Let me switch. I'll be
It
right
sounds
back.
like he's
Okay.
he's broadcasting
to-
from like a bunker 1,000 miles in the earth or something.
It's like he's calling stops on the subway in New York.
Supergirl's Power Girl's supposed to be the original version of Cable Zor-El?
No,
No,
No.
she's a clone.
yeah. I think she's the Earth 2 version, isn't she?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah.
I
she's
don't
old
like
too.
Power Girl.
Because
I like her. She was one of the only books I actually liked in New 52 with Huntress and Power Girl. I thought that was a really nice book.
She steals the panel every time she shows up.
Yet no one will know what her eye color is.
blue,
She has eyes.
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Okay,
Blue.
we've had enough boob jokes. We've missed our
Alright.
window here, guys.
There's
Yeah.
nothing funny about boobs.
Missed our window.
J. Two Told Jr. says, "What did I miss? You missed a bunch of boob jokes. That's what you missed."
Okay, so on Friday we'll do the Teen Titans Go discussion stream. That one will be super fun because you guys are probably all gonna hate me for my opinions on Teen Titans Go.
Oh yeah, you guys would love this. I'm not sure if he's in here, but I got someone at my school when I said I was up late last night streaming. He subscribed to your YouTube channel, but he lives in California, so I'd love to see if he ever catches on.
Interesting.
Hey, but he was tutoring math, so hopefully. Although the other person tutoring math had
You
a
just
sticker
randomly,
on her
you
computer
just walk
saying,
around the college, randomly passing out
Yeah.
flyers saying, "Hey,
She has my
subscribe
cards on them.
to Pope Fire's
Go
YouTube
subscribe
page."
to my
No.
mom.
I mean, she lives in California. They get a lot weirder cards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like tomorrow night I have to get the right amount of points for to qualify for the Honor Society. I have to go see a multidisciplinary art exhibit that's about intersectionality and body politics in
Take-
Latin America.
Okay, but what does that have to
Take
do
pictures.
with damn comic books? At least
Take
the boob jokes were from Power Girl.
Okay.
Take pictures.
Oh, I have to.
Yes. Okay, now back to comics. Yes, 7 to
Back-
Eternity is a really good book, and I recommend it for everyone that wants to read a good
Who
comic.
is this guy?
Hey,
What
go to
guy? Yeah, currently, so Bendis ruined Young Justice for me. I'm not gonna read that. I'm not reading Superman. I'm not reading Super Sons anymore, which sucks because that was a really fun book. I can't read Teen Titans anymore because they SJW'd the crap out of that one. Titans, they took off every interesting character, and Donna Troy is a fun character. Raven's a fun character. Beast Boy's a fun character. but they don't do well on teams by themselves. You do need that Wally West. You do need that Dick Grayson. You need those bigger names to carry the team. When you take Dick off, and his 80th anniversary is coming up, and he's still Dick Grayson.
He said dick off.
Yeah, well, somebody's gonna be getting their dick off pretty soon if they keep interrupting my jokes booster.
I don't think you know
Yeah, I'm
what
probably
that
gonna
means.
get my dick off in about 2 hours, but continue.
No, I really don't know. I thought that meant like tearing it off, but okay.
Nope.
Pope Fire learned something new today.
What
Dirty
is
fucking
Pope Fire
word.
the Pope of anyways? Herself or Raven?
How dare you question it?
Hey, I'm more powerful than she is.
She's the Pope Fire. That's all you need to know.
That would be getting into some stuff that happened a long time ago that I really don't want to. I don't feel like.
Let's keep it on comics. Let's keep it on comics.
Is it marijuana? Like,
yes, I
fire?
She loves
I
that
bought-
lettuce.
I bought
Raise it
like
up.
all these Captain Marvel issue 1s, right? I rolled them
Okay.
all up and I smoked weed out of it, and then I came up with the name Pope Fire.
Awesome.
And my comic
That's
shop
how this-
loved me because not only were they able to sell me a shit ton of Captain Marvel books, they also sold me all their fucking weed. So it was 2 in
Everything-
1.
Everything makes so much more sense now.
Excuse you, this is historical revisionism because I was there when it happened, and how dare you try to lie to us all?
Yeah, she
What
was
is the
there
real
smoking
story?
with me.
You are the only person who has ever accused me of smoking anything.
I've never smoked weed in my life, so
Good for you.
just ahead
Me
of
neither.
time. Just ahead
I
of time.
have.
Because I'm gonna. Yeah, I know you do. You sound like you do.
No, I don't now. I said I have.
Yeah, and it's all gone to your brain.
Everybody thinks I
Forever.
still do, but I don't.
Yeah, like apparently my mom took it for medical reasons and she got all paranoid, so I didn't even want to know what it does to me.
Medical reason.
Boss, please never smoke.
Crypto, I'll tell you in Messenger how I got the name because it's a really long
Maybe
story.
after the stream we can talk
Yeah.
to you about it.
Yeah.
But all of the books I follow currently are really boring. I'm holding faith out for Odyssey, but the art on 3 and 4 was just so. It's like if the All-Star Batman writing was an art form. That's how bad the art was, if that makes any sense.
You know what is the interesting thing I noticed? Like all the not so great writing gets great artists, and the okay writing gets like not so great artist.
Well, here's the thing, and I talked about this on another stream last night. The big people at DC right now are Tom King and Bendis, and Bendis is kind of an asshole, and Tom King is really depressed. I know. Did I say something wrong? I keep in mind I've only got an hour's sleep today, so I'm not gonna be 100% correct on everything.
No, it's cool. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I know people liked his Mr. Miracle. I know people liked King's Mr. Miracle. I thought that it was taking a generally more positive character and making it really depressing for little to no reason. I don't like his Batman. I picked up that stupid Reading comic, and I haven't touched anything since. I liked Heroes in Crisis because of the art. That's really one of the only books that I'm still following, but again, it's going to the dollar bin after 3 weeks, so it's not something that I'm putting on my pull list anymore. Because literally every comic shop I have is not able to sell these books, which generally used to sell pretty well. Even variants, because DC is putting out amazing variants right now, are not selling what they should. I shouldn't be able to find a variant or get a variant 2 weeks later after it came out, especially when that variant is going on eBay for like $20 to $30, which is usually around that area where flippers will pick it up. I mean, really, the only comic I've had a hard time finding was the Teen Titans Metal. All right, that's really been the only one that I haven't been able to find in person. So it's very, very frustrating because Bendis hops on and everything for DC seems to be going downhill, and they're starting to do some of the stuff that Marvel did, and they're also disrespecting a lot of their characters that that are very beloved, and it sucks because again the big names right now for DC are King and Bendis, and neither of them are doing a good job on either book they're on.
Can we talk about King for a minute, please? I want to get something off my chest. And I
Yeah,
hope
as long as it's not your shirt. Yeah, as long as it's not your shirt, you should be fine.
She should have won it. No, I actually wanted to talk about it a long time, and I keep buying the fucking book, even though I don't enjoy it. But I'm fucking there. I bought those 70 issues before, and I need to buy them all. Unfortunately,
Okay,
I don't enjoy them. Honestly, I don't enjoy them. The last fucking issues I enjoyed were the Flashpoint crossover with his father, and those are great. And I actually like the gimmick with the 1 minute fight, and just because it wasn't his sort of like philosophical bullshit, and I think he stuffs that in all the time.
Right. See, my thing with current King, Batman's not masculine. Batman feels like the type of men you'd see in college that followed you around like a lost puppy and then blame it on the friend zone when they don't get what they want. If that makes sense. Because that's what this Batman feels like. He doesn't feel like an actual masculine man.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
What would you say a masculine man feels like, Popefire?
God, Steiner.
Somebody
Yaka, cue the shirt.
Okay, I would consider a masculine man somebody that's confident. And you don't have to be confident all the time. But when I think of Batman, I don't think of somebody that's chasing a woman and then acting like a kick puppy when she doesn't give him attention. That's just not Batman to me.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. That does not sound like Batman.
Batman would like kick her to the curb if something more important came up.
It's Batman. Batman's first thing should be justice, then the pussy, and then justice again. Okay, like that's. I just
and the
don't.
pussy again, just for a good measure.
No, the pussy is really only there for distraction, so people don't connect that he's after the justice.
Oh,
And here's the thing: he's got so many adopted kids. He shouldn't be worrying about a relationship.
No, I mean
Any
I don't.
book on
If
single parenting will tell you that.
if they want to give Bruce a relationship, fine, whatever. But don't cuck him, because that's not.
I don't
Batman.
know. Do you think he'd actually like give up some time with Catwoman to go to a Robin funeral? I mean, he kind of goes in fast.
Can we talk about something else here? I don't think that Catwoman would want to be with a guy that would be
It's Catwoman. This is a woman that literally is attracted to Bruce because he's masculine. Ignition, don't you dare be posting links to stuff in here. Oh, okay, he's posting links to Indiegogo's. Okay, I thought he was posting. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm used to Joshua trolling me. But no, like Catwoman is attracted to Bruce not just because of his money, but because he's masculine, because he's a man. He doesn't follow her like a lost puppy. He does things that a man does. And if you are not the most masculine man, that is fine. That's okay.
As long as you have the money.
No, as long as you have the statistically, you really don't need, because there's people in this panel that are married that aren't as well off as some others, and they're very happy with their relationships. And regardless, I know that there's a stereotype that women are after money and that's all they care about, but it's not all women. That would be like me generalizing men and saying, well, all men like to do it in the butt, because they don't. Okay?
Yeah, let's see. If I heard a guy say what my communications textbook said good men should sound like, I don't care how much money he has, I'm buying a gun.
No, because those men are not attractive. They're just, because again, if you're, who's breathing in their mic?
I beg to differ.
Yeah, someone is mouth breathing, and it sounds really weird.
Yeah, mouth breathing is for Demi Lovato songs, not for Popefire streams.
Is it me because my nose is like really stuffed?
It's probably you.
It's probably you.
Well, I'm on my phone and I'm not that close to the mic when I'm breathing.
But
it's enough to pick up spoons.
But even
That
wealthy,
reminds me of like the Ticks catchphrase. Spoon.
but even the men that are more well off than others tend to be more masculine than some of the cucked men we see.
I remember someone said that I forget who it was that women are attracted to men by what they make. And if they have money, I mean, they made something.
Well, bringing
Unless
it back
it's
to comics, there's no way that Catwoman would want to be with a weak guy. And I mean, straight up, this Batman is pretty weak.
No, he is
weak. Pathetic.
Do you think that this is a choice by the creator, or do you think that this is a projection of his personal life being projected onto the character?
Okay.
Both for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all these millennial comic book writers and SJWs project their lives way too much. Maybe that's why Iceman sucks so much.
Well, that's why Solo Starfire sucked, because they didn't care about the character, they just projected, but they also turned the character into something that they wanted to read. And again, and I'll say this again because I volunteered at a comic book shop, SJWs, the only comic books they really buy are the ones with a guy with a sexy butt. So cough Nightwing. They don't buy the comics that are tailored for them. They buy the comics that have over-sexualized men. And again, if you like sexy men, that's fine, but you can't turn around and then criticize others for reading women that are sexy, and then only pick up books with a guy that's butt is on every fucking panel. And excuse me, I know Manny's here, and I should probably not curse because he will give me a bonk in the head.
Yeah, well, at least I know how to market my characters now.
Well, and I've said this a whole bunch of times. If you want a female audience, and you're not ever, if you're going to do a comic book, you are not ever going to get a majority female reader base unless you make it for women entirely.
Yeah, like my mom always goes to the Thor movies, and I can guarantee you she's not interested in Marvel.
Yeah, my mom has a crush on Thor too.
Yeah, why is it always Thor?
Thor is the
because Thor is attractive. That isn't a very that's a very attractive man.
I mean,
no,
why
here's
attracted to the
oh my god, shut up, shut so I can talk.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not just that Thor is attractive and he's muscle bound and everything. The best part for me about the first movie, on top of all that, is, the whole movie is about him overcoming his ego and his pride, but he is still a total gentleman with Jane. I mean, it's always my lady kissing her, and not in a creepy fedora wearing dude bro way, but he kisses her hand, he's just polite and everything. That for me is one of the best parts about Thor.
Wow, you said that good.
I'd like to just make a note that when you ladies speak about these characters, Popefire, you said it's not just that Batman has money, and Song, you said it's not just that he's a muscle-bound hunk, but that is what you noticed first, right?
Well, we know that's my weakness.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, again, humans...
Quick, someone show our poster of Conan.
Again...
No, we know what I've been obsessed over for the past month.
Humans look at appearance first. That does happen. That's why in my Popefire Explains videos I tell people to make yourself look decent, to shower, because if you look grungy, you're not going to get a woman. Unfortunately, people do look at appearance first. They look at how you present yourself, because if you're presenting yourself in a piss poor way, you're not going to get a positive reaction. But you don't just need I mean, I'm sure there are some people that are attracted to just money and power. However, the majority of women, especially women like Catwoman, are not going to be attracted to just money and power. They're gonna want people with more masculine traits. They're not gonna want cucked men that are gonna do everything for them. Because Catwoman doesn't want to be tied down anyways. So if she is going to be tied down with Bruce, she's not going to want to be tied down to somebody that follows her around like a lost puppy.
Yeah. Can I add another thought to that, though, about the money thing?
No, you're not allowed to.
Oh. Well, I I don't think that. I think the money would actually be a big disadvantage to her because you think about it. Like, what's part of the reason she does what she does and cat robs and stuff?
Well,
She likes the money.
Yeah, women
Yeah,
like
that-
financial security. That's what they look for.
Everyone likes financial security.
She
I'm
also just likes
wondering-
things with cats on them.
But again, those women that do tend to go for the more money-hungry men, they tend to be a very specific type of women as well. They tend to be very beautiful, and not every guy is going to get this 10 out of 10.
Gold digger.
That's just how it is.
No, I'm
I
not
ain't
saying
saying
it's
she's a
gold
gold
digging
digger.
by any means. I'm saying that a woman wants a man who is financially secure because that means he's not an effing loser.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I don't think anybody wants to date somebody that's to be romantically involved with somebody that doesn't really put effort into the world. You do
The only
want
reason they
to
do that is to control them. That's all it is. That would be the only reason
But
that
what
they would
about
want to
a
date someone like that.
what about a writer and an artist and craftsman?
Well,
I guess.
the specific thing about SJW comics is there's one way of thinking. There's one way that male characters can be. There's one way female characters can be.
There's one way black kiddos could be. There's one way white kiddos could be.
There's
And
no
gays.
there's no possibility of allowing the male characters to be masculine because the SJWs masculine men is terrible. Feminine women is terrible. That's why Starfire's to go on Lorenzo's comment, Starfire doesn't carry her. The only reason she's not able to carry her own solo book is because she was designed for team books. That's not something that can be helped. When she was core designed for team books, and the only person that puts effort into her stories is Marv Wolfman, and he's busy writing the Raven book, which is actually really good. And Joshua's gonna remind me constantly that I said that. Okay, who is having the mic issues? Was that me? Am I having mic issues?
It's
Sounds
you.
like music
Yeah,
from
it's you.
Sega.
Huh?
Say
Is it?
Say it.
Is it me?
Say it.
Is it me?
It's not me. I just checked.
Is it me?
Oh well.
Muted.
Toxic.
I'm just over here doing an essay.
Yes, Catwoman.
I
I'm
know
gonna
that
try
joke.
something real quick.
No, I mean literally, I have a semester essay due tomorrow, so I.
Oh, it's not a Hispanic fellow?
No, she encouraged us
Well,
to
it
do
isn't
something about
me.
bilingualism and people's immigrants' identities in America, but I chose to do something boring. So
Hey, I can help you with that. I can give you. I can like as a second generation American myself. I can teach you something. I can teach you at least one thing about Greek culture.
All right.
no, I did mine on British accents.
Okay,
Comics.
Sorry.
The reason why the Raven book, because the Raven book is too long. That's what I'm gonna say right now. It should have been 6 issues. Because even reading the book now, I don't even remember the main villain of the book, and that's an issue. I mean, that's an issue with some of the Comicsgate stuff. Is there's too many characters in the book, and you don't even remember all the characters at the end of the book. And it happens in both modern books
Take a few
and
readings to remember some of the characters.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but not every comic book, especially a mediocre one, I'm not gonna read every comic book more than 2 or 3 times. Like I'm sorry, I don't feel like I should have to read certain books more than 2 times to really. You shouldn't have to read them more than once to understand all the characters and get something taken back from the characters.
You shouldn't have to read them more than once to understand things, but you should want to read them more than once by the end of it. Like that's how good it should be.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what I should be doing is like maybe. Do you think a small amount of characters would do?
Define small.
Like
About what?
Like
5?
What are you writing? What's the genre?
I don't know. There's this idea I've had floating in my head a while about kind of a subversion of the diversity quota character that you see at Marvel a lot.
All right,
You lost me at subversion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send the link back out, so I'm gonna send some of the people out so we can get some more people in. I'm gonna keep the Titan Squad people. So thank you for everybody that
That's
was
not me.
able to pop on real quick. So I'm gonna eject some of you so I can let some more people on.
Yeah, that'd be understandable.
Yeah, get
Good
the
night.
fuck
Good
out of
night,
here.
beautiful people. Booster, I love you.
Crypto,
I love you also.
Crypto,
You can
you're
stay,
part of
Crypto.
Titan Squad.
You can
You're
stay.
part of. Yeah,
I
you're
got-
in the Titan Squad thing.
I got upgraded?
Yeah,
You've been in Titan Squad since like 2 months ago.
conception.
Oh,
You,
I'm
you
about to
even
cry.
you even have an icon in the making, man.
Oh, is that the Discord? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit of
Freaking
a
idiot.
boomer.
All
Sorry.
right. So if anybody else would like to hop on,
I made a meme for you guys, but I'm not sure if it's appropriate to show in here because it might get us in trouble.
Is it a meme? Oh no.
It's
Oh,
really
don't get us in trouble.
Really good, but no, I'm serious. It might get us in trouble.
yeah, Poke Fire is a place where we don't do stuff where we get in trouble.
Okay. I'll send it to the Discord and we can all laugh and people will wonder
Can I
what
throw
we're
a
looking
comic
at.
out that I read recently? Can
Yeah.
I throw a comic out?
Go for it.
So I am a huge Conan the Barbarian fan as
Woohoo!
far as the original Robert E. Howard stories, some of my favorites. And
I'm going to start reading those in the next few days.
I have collected the Marvel Conan stuff. It's like part of my collection, like for a long time now. So I picked up the first Conan by Jason Aaron, and I gotta say,
Please tell me it's good.
as a Conan fan, I was not disappointed. I didn't think it was 10 out of 10, but I can see where there's room to grow to be a good book. But I'm also worried because I know Jason Aaron, and he has been good before, and then ruined a character at the same time. So
Well, I know somebody actually was showing off that he had the comic with him on stream.
yeah, well, the art is good, and the story has me intrigued that I'm going to pick up the rest of the books at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
I just called my
I'm not
comic shop today to ask them to put the first issue on hold for me.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not surprised, though, because he also wrote a phenomenal Thor story back in the day called God Butcher. And it's probably one of the best Thor stories of modern times. And I thought back then when he wrote that story, oh, this guy could write Conan easily.
I haven't read a Thor book in forever. Hey Rookie, we were just inviting you on to ask you what kind of comic books you read. You're pretty new to comics, so you are a perfect person to get on this stream. Because I want to know sort of what comics appeal to you as a newer reader.
All right. Well, yeah, the first comics I've read I just read them like 2 weeks ago or last week. I don't remember. The Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir, and the X-23 of 2019. I don't know how else to say what comic that is, but it's released this year, I think, which was okay, I guess. The Darth Maul one was awesome. I guess I don't really know what type of comics I really want so far. I mean, I know some of the X-Men as far as the movies and the Marvel stuff from the movies and shows, but yeah, I don't really know yet. Still exploring.
Well, if you like, I mean, Star Wars, older Star Wars comics are sort of hit and miss. I can't really tell you the exact names of the ones I've read because it has been forever, but I did like some of the Star Wars ones I have read.
I just bought New Teen Titans.
Yes, New Teen Titans is a must-read. Like, you need to read at least one volume of New Teen Titans.
No, you don't. Okay, is New Teen Titans like just what it's called, or is that from like recently, or?
No. New Teen Titans is the 80s book.
80s.
Okay, because I think I looked that up before, and it was an older title, and it said New Titans, so I didn't know if it was a brand new, like.
No New Titans, just New Teen Titans.
Okay.
No, it's the old New Teen Titans, you see.
Yeah, from Marv Wolfman, George Perez.
What type of stories do you like? What genres do you like?
Well, he's brand spanking new to it.
Okay, well.
I mean, I guess if you're just going for genres in general, like action, a little drama here and there. Like I said, Star Wars is a good example. Lord of the Rings, Spartacus, stuff like that. Castle, even. I mean, kind of variety, I guess, but not too much. I mean, I don't really know. Like I said, I have no idea what type of comics I should read. Everybody says that the current comics these days are not as good as the old ones. So,
I mean, there's
that's
gems
kind of
within.
true.
There's gems within the
I mean,
crap.
if anything, I bought a few Comicsgate books like Cyberfrog, Stealing, Solo, Lone Star, Red Rooster, and Asami Children of Men, I think.
Everything I've been reading lately, bro, has been like mid 2000s or 80s. Some 90s are out there. I don't really read modern books anymore. I've actually put a bit of a risk and read some of the little you today.
I'm also going through a phase where I'm reading shonen books lately, like Shonen Jump, going back and reading their archives.
I'm reading Squadron Supreme.
Nice.
I've been picking up Ninja. I think his name is Ninja Jack. Is that what he's called?
Ninja.
Ninja. Yeah. I really like his character design. The stories aren't like too great, but they're entertaining enough.
What years are you reading?
I just picked him up from the dollar bin on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a ninja. He looks cool.
I love ninjas. Everybody knows I love ninjas.
I like Rai better than Ninjak.
Yeah. The weird thing is though with modern comics, I know we like to rip on the SJWs, and I know we like to say that yeah they suck, but there are some really good ones out right now. They're harder to find, and it definitely does seem like because DC was pushing out some really good ones for a while. I will say this every freaking day. The original Rebirth Teen Titans books were amazing. They were good, and I hate that people didn't pick them up and didn't give them a shot and then trashed on them because I do think they were good books. There have been, I think Aquaman had some good books for a while. Green Lantern for a little bit. Wonder Woman had a good run until they got the new writer on it. There were good books in the SJW era. I mean, even the Scarlet Spider books, which I've only really skimmed through at my comic shop, so I can't say too much about it. But they did improve. So there are some books that are good. So please don't think that when we dislike modern SJW comics, we're generalizing everything because not everything is an SJW comic.
A lot of my SJW comics are the people writing them themselves, not the actual stories at times.
Yeah, it just
Jeff Lemire is a good writer, but he pissed me off like more than once now.
I am so really enjoying Mr. and Mrs. X.
I haven't. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not reading Marvel.
I know people give me flack for the fact I'm still buying it, but you know what? I'm enjoying it.
What do you enjoy about it?
Rogue and Gambit are finally married.
Okay.
But the story itself is actually really good. The art is pretty. Sometimes the artist makes the legs too long.
It goes back to what Jacob said. They'll get really good artists on really bad books, and then really bad artists on really good writers.
Okay, so I'm curious because I haven't read it, and I don't really know anything about it. What's the premise?
Mr. and Mrs. X. It's Rogue and Gambit got married finally, so it's basically them going off on adventures and. So far, they've dealt with the Shi'ar, and they're currently stuck in Mojoverse.
Okay, so is it like issue to issue, like storytelling then?
It's arcs. Like I think the first arc lasted 5 issues, and then issue 6 was a downtime,
right,
where they had a housewarming.
Now,
and
I do want to bring up. Oh, you can go ahead, Song.
7 was when we first got to the Mojo story, and I'm so frustrated because like I waited 5 weeks for issue 8 to come out, but I haven't been able to get to the comic store. So it's been over a week now, and I still haven't gotten issue 8.
Don't worry, there will be more.
I'm not happy.
No one is going in to buy most of the crap.
Yeah, a lot of them, to sort of compare them to, and to the Eastern market where manga is selling, manga is selling very well right now. They're the only thing keeping physical comics really at a good price.
Hello.
And they don't. Most mangas released weekly, excluding I believe Boruto from like the big ones. And it's just very interesting to see what they can get away with, and how it just seems like better quality. And again, manga, it's kind of hard to compare manga to comics because there's a manga for everything. While comics, it really does feel like there's comics for just a specific type of, and the people they're targeting aren't even the comic book fans.
Actually, to just clarify that, Shonen Jump, which is boys comics, are released every week, but girls comics, which are shoujo, are released every month because the chapters tend to be a bit longer and the storylines are more involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Well, I mean, the girls comics are more about relationships, and you've got romantic drama and angst.
In that same sense,
sometimes you get these serious fantasy stories, which
in
I
that
enjoy.
same sense, is the seinen stuff that's released every month too, like the older men comic stuff. I think it is. I don't think they release that on weekly. The like the seinen, like it's for like the more mature men. It's like it's released every month too, I think, because they're deeper storytelling usually.
Yeah, I know what you
like,
mean.
What title would be seinen? Like, can you give me any like specific? Can you give me any specific title?
Did you mean what?
What
kind
like,
of specifically for boys? You mean?
No.
Like Crying Freeman. Crying Freeman would be a good example of what a seinen is.
Okay, because I'm really new to reading manga. I just started reading My Hero Academia a couple of months ago.
Shonen, that's shonen.
Yeah, but just my point being, I'm really new to it, and so
Gotcha.
I've heard the terms a lot, like shonen and all this, but I've never really committed them to memory, really.
Well, shonen is the Japanese word for boy, which indicates that, it's the boys comics. And shoujo is the Japanese word for girl. So they really do just break it down by gender.
Yes, seinen means young adult.
That's good.
But manga is better at appealing to both the genders. And I'm not a big manga fan. I've read some manga to the extent of I understand some of it. Again, there's piles and piles of manga, and there's a manga for everything. But they also have specific teams. Like they have background people. They have assistants. They have all this other stuff working on this book, and these people care about these characters. And a lot of these characters are not 80 years old, like some of the DC characters and Marvel characters. This boils down to new writers just not caring about their characters and pushing their political agendas on these characters because they don't understand how human beings work, and they don't understand anything other than just skimming the wiki page of some of these characters, which is why you have Tom King writing Batman like a cup.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Oh, man.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it back to Tom King. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've heard you guys talk about him a lot. So yeah.
Well, he's one of the biggest names at DC right now.
I know he is, but it's everybody's torn him to pieces on several podcasts already. So let's not go there, please.
Well, I do think he's a good person. I just don't think.
Oh yeah, he could be. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Agreed, but it's not the right guy for Batman. Like, no.
Well, it's really hard because, and I believe somebody said this on Rookie's stream that we were on, I think, a few days ago. Everybody wants to leave their impact on these characters, and they do it by shock value, not by actual decent storytelling, which is why you have Catwoman leaving Batman at the altar, which is why you have Dick Grayson getting shot in the head. They don't have this drive to make good stories anymore. They just want to shock value things. And that doesn't work because all it does is make people despise you, and they're not going to remember you positively. They're going to remember you as the person that cucked Batman.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been, as for DC, I've been, one series that's really good is, I'm really been enjoying Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. I mean, he's the right guy for the job, definitely.
I heard that was a good book.
Yeah,
all right,
it's
guys.
really good. I mean, yeah.
We're gonna close the stream off with Titan Squad people. So I'm gonna kick out all of our special guests that hopped on with us.
Alrighty, thanks for having me.
Oh, Rookie, you're in Titan Squad. You're in the group. That's how you got the link.
Okay. No, I thought you meant more specifically like your watch group or something like that.
All right.
Wait,
so,
do I count as Titan Squad?
I'll talk to you afterwards, okay? All right, see you, Song.
Nah.
I love having that power to kick.
It's a fun ability,
Oh,
Yeah, that was Pope's whole concept of the stream, was just to get to just the ability to kick everyone.
So abusive.
No, yeah, we are going to close off with some Titan Squad thoughts from people. Real quick, I want everybody to sort of tell Rookie Critic, because I wanted to invite him on to sort of give him some advice on where to go. But I also wanted you guys to give him some advice on some comics he should read, or if you guys have anything that you would recommend for him.
Okay.
And we're gonna start with Adrian, because Adrian loves it when I put him on the spot.
I knew you were gonna do that to me.
Yeah, you should have known.
Well, I just recently read the Daredevil run.
Ooh, which one?
Frank Miller Daredevil run from the 80s. So
such a good read.
That would be a good start.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good. I like the Daredevil show, and everybody talks about the Daredevil comics as being pretty kick-ass.
Well, Frank Miller
by any issue, right? The Daredevil issue 181. That's the Bullseye versus Electron, or the issues leading up to it. But that's where Frank Miller's writing really kicks off that series. Good issue.
Yeah.
And of course, Born Again.
You can get trades of those. I would look into getting the trades of those. I've never really been a Daredevil fan until I read that book.
Alrighty, I'll write that one down.
All right, Booster, give your recommendation.
I was gonna say Daredevil. I don't know. The really basic ones to start with would be Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, Killing Joke. Yeah, you read those?
I think my buddy Black Angus Reviews, he actually mailed me a Watchmen book. I don't know what kind it is, so I'll just show so you guys can tell me, because I don't really even know.
I mean, they're really basic bitch recommendations, but they're great starting point to read comics. Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns, Killing Joke. You start there. If you like him, then yeah.
Good one. I don't really know what. One this
just
would be.
Read.
It's a big one.
Crypto recommends reading some porn comics.
Porn comics.
I agree as well.
That sounds like a natural suggestion.
I don't think I've ever read a porn comic. Do they make those?
I read Blue Mamba.
Yeah, that's.
You're gonna wanna pick up Kill All Furries when it comes out on Indiegogo later this spring. I think that's the one you're gonna want. Actually, I think you'll have a lot of fun with that one.
There was one Indiegogo that I think was from a smaller YouTuber. I think Pocket Jack Comics or something. Don't remember his thing. He's on. I think Gateway into Comics recommended him. Let me see if I can find him.
If I could recommend an older comic, I would recommend the first 3 Shadowhawk miniseries. They're all like 3 or 4 issues long. That's an excellent stories that should be on Netflix. I'm shocked it's not. It's kind of been forgotten because everyone focuses on Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane.
Yeah,
Shadowhawk. That sounds pretty cool.
If you want a good Star Wars book, I would recommend. I believe it's called Crimson Empire, and I think the guy's name is like Mike Richard something. I think you would really, really enjoy that book.
All right, Crimson Empire by Mike Richard something. I hope you got that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure you could Google it and it'll come up.
I'll type it exactly as that. But yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll probably look up lots of them. Lethal Lightning has a lot of suggestions for Star Wars ones.
If you guys want,
I have a suggestion as a new book goes. I've only read the first 2 volumes, but out of Image, there's a book called East of West by Jonathan Hickman. It's really good. It's basically about a alternative history of the Civil War, like what would happen if it ended differently, and the South and the North didn't really win. Neither side won, they just kind of split, and then like the United States itself gets kind of split up amongst different groups and people.
Sounds like my fan fiction of America.
Yeah, and well, it also involves the Riders of the Apocalypse and stuff within it, but they're not the typical Riders of the Apocalypse that you would think of them to be. And it's a Western.
Now, real quick, we are gonna end with Eric Inokowski's book, which is Indiegogo, which is on Indiegogo right now. It is called Inktober 2018. Please support Eric because he's one of the nicest guys in the community. He actually did the he no longer does now, but he was the financial person for Comic Titans fundraiser. And it would really mean a lot if you guys could help him out and help him with his book. All right, guys, thank you everybody for showing up, and thank you for everybody that hopped on the stream with us. And you guys have a great night. And I hope to see you guys all on tomorrow's stream for Titans Thursday. All right, everybody have a great night.